Yeah, it is showing record. Yeah, yeah, it is showing recording now. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I tried joining in again. Now it's coming proper. Actually, I saw one notification, so I thought take
Okay,
it.
yeah, yeah. Tell me one thing. How can I see that? Okay, how many participants are there and who all are there?
So just go to this thing, no, webinar thing where you just
Uh
click
huh.
on the top monitor. Ke liye, just like hover on it, so
Oh,
it will come.
so participants should I click and then I can see?
Yes, yes. You can see participants.
Okay, and I could see three panelists
Yeah.
there, and it is just showing one attendee,
Yeah.
Sridhar
One is
Singh.
Sridhar Srinivasan. Yeah. As of now, there is only one. Yeah.
Okay, so should I wait for some time to
Yes,
start?
sir. Yeah. Actually, we
Maybe.
sent out just one reminder just now. SMS is
Okay,
there to all
okay.
like around 150 people. So I don't know. We just
No, no,
sent
it's
that.
okay. So
Yeah.
definitely, any people would not join at on the sharp time. So what I'll do, I'll wait for a while. At least 10 people should be there, then I'll start. Okay.
Sure. So you are familiar with record button and all, no? That one.
No, record. It is already recording now.
Okay. You can just mute it as of now. Mute in the sense pause. There will be an option to pause or something.
There is an option to hold on. Yeah, there is an option to pause. Yes.
As of now, you can just pause and click on it when you're starting it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello. Yes. Okay. But should I start now because I seen one person named Srinivas. He joined and then he left also. So just one person is there now, Unmesh Ballal. So I think we should start, even though it is one person. So what? This time is also precious, no? So just a minute. Let me get your feedback whether are you audible to me or not. Hello, this is Akilur Rahman. Am I audible on the webinar? Webinar? Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. 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 Uh, okay. Good evening, everyone. I mean, people who are from India and those who are from outside. I'm Akilur Rahman. I work as senior consultant at National Government Division, Ministry of Electronics and IT Government of India. A very warm welcome to all of you. And today we are going to discuss about government e-marketplace. This is one of the innovation government has done in the area of public procurement. I will just take you through a couple of slides that what exactly we are doing now and what governments have been doing and how this technology enabled platform have been changing the entire landscape of public procurement in this system. So the first item is government e-marketplace transforming public procurement. Okay. So before I go to the next slide, I'd like to mention here that how the diversity of this country and how a new initiative is kind of challenging to implement across the country. We have 1.2 billion population, six, 600,000 villages with around 70% rural population. We have 22 officially recognized languages. However, the actual languages are not much more than that. We have 36 states, 200, 250,000 local bodies of the Gram Panchayats. We have above 85 central ministries and the government departments. So, any initiatives which require to be implemented across the country uh, require a wider kind of planning, a very comprehensive planning, and a very robust implementation across the country. So let's define the public procurement. What is public procurement? So public procurement is basically a purchase of goods and services by the public sector and is a key economic activity of governments account for an average 15% of GDP worldwide. In India, public procurement constitutes about 30% of the GDP. And this data is the data was taken in 2015 by Competition Commission of India. Uh, as of now, sorry, in 2015, I was reading one research paper very recently, and it says that public procurement in India constitutes up to 50% of our GDP. I tried to contact Ministry of Department of Expenditure, Ministry of Finance to get more details on that, but I have not received that detail. But definitely, the public procurement is, even though it is 30% if we consider right now, the 30% of our GDP is a huge amount. So it is very important that this public money needs to be invested or needs to be handled very efficiently and effectively. So what exactly we have been doing post independence and how the public procurement are happening across the country. See, in most, I have just categorized in the four divisions. One is the manual procurement, trade contract, e-procurement, and government e-marketplace. I will just give you a glance for the first three items, and then we will talk much more about the government e-marketplace, which the government of India has initiated in the year 2016. So most of the cases, if you see the first one, manual procurement, and this is where I would say more than 70% or 80% procurement happen in this country across the central ministries or the government department or the state government or district level or the local body. So what happened and how it is happening? See here, I'll just give you a glance for this one. So what we do, we float a tender. I mean, as a government department, we float a tender. We gather responses from the potential vendor. We curate the responses. We examine and submit on file, and these files are not kind of electronic files. These are mainly these are the physical files. Then we select a vendor. Then we create the contract. Then the delivery and the goods and services happen, and then the invoice generation happens, and then the payment happens. So these entire process are much more lengthy process, and the major shortcomings are not only these are the very time consuming process, but there are a lot of manual intervention is required, and this is where the corruption comes into picture. The more you allow manual intervention, the corruption will happen, the delay will happen, the payment delay will happen, the process delay will happen, and the delivery and there will be a delay in the delivery of the services. There is a lack of transparency. If you talk to the vendors, especially those people who do the business with the government, most of them will be complaining uh, about the delay in the payment. So they have delivered something last year, but the payment is still pending, and most of them will be talking about this issue. Uh, you would also be getting about, uh, complain about the one vendor is getting preference to another vendor. So another vendor has an influence, political influence, bureaucratic influence, social influence, and they go and influence the government officials, and then they win the contract. So this is the manual procurement system, and we all know this problem. Now, in then we then the government of India came up with another arrangement. This is called rate contract. Now, in the rate contract, what happened? It is basically an arrangement between the purchaser and the supplier to supply stores at a specific price during the period of contract. So one central agency in the government, as of now, it is, for example, for the central ministry in the department, it is Directorate General of Supply and Distribution, DBSND. DBSND does the rate contract. So it is a central agency does the rate contract with different vendors, and then the vendors are bound to deliver goods and services on the fixed price within the time period. So this is the rate contract. Now, though the rate contract is definitely a better option than the manual or the individual contract, but here also we do have manual intervention and the many other like time consuming process, and the contractor is bound to execute any supply order which will be placed in the currency of the contract as the rate is specified there. It means that if the price fluctuates during this period, either the government would be in loss or the vendor would be in loss. So that is the serious problem we have in this one. Now, in the year 2000, to handle this problem, in the year 2006, when the government of India came up with a e-procurement mission mode project uh, to automate the entire tendering process. And I'm happy to share that all 36 states and union territories, 29 states and 7 UTs, they have implemented e-procurement mission mode project. And the major features are e-tendering, vendor management, contract management, and MIS. If you see the graph at the right side on this slide, you can okay. If you see the graph at the right side, if you see the graph at the right side, then year-wise, if you see the 2013-14, 2014-15, 2015-16, and 2017-18, see the number of tenders published through this portal has been has been increasing and increasing year on year. Now, but if you see the e-procurement mission mode project, e-procurement mission mode project is mainly e-generated. So whatever we were doing through the manual procurement process, it was just a kind of translation to the technology enabled platform. It was not a transformation. So what was the plan? So the government of India required to transform the tendering process and to transform the entire public procurement system. So there was a vision to make the transformation. Now, how the transformation happens, before I really go to uh, the government marketplace, I would like to show you the vision behind this, the concept behind this, what exactly we wanted from the existing procurement process, whether it is a manual procurement process, a rate contract, or through the e-tendering process, how we wanted to transform this. So the existing, if you see my left side, it means the existing system is a department centric. However, we wanted to make a market centric. We have a limited choice. For example, I I need air conditioner for my office, right? Then I have to define what are the technical parameters I need for that air conditioner, uh, or for example, furniture I need to buy, or laptop I need to buy, or printer I need to buy, or anything I need to, or mobile smartphone I need to buy for my office. Then I need to specify. Probably I would define couple of parameters, and then I will ask my vendor to come and quote against these technical parameters. But what the government of India is envisaging now, let's go to access to the entire market. It is like that. I am allowing a government officer or the person who wants to procure for their office, you go to the market and you choose whatever you want to purchase. So that's the approach. Limited price competition. For example, I live in Hyderabad or live in Delhi or live in any part of the country. If I float a tender, most probably those vendors or the sellers living in those vicinity, probably in that city or in that state, will probably participate. But what here we are telling that once you put your requirement on the portal, then that would be visible to all the vendors in this country, or all the companies, or all the sellers who are doing business in this country. Then this is an electronic process. The existing process is, for example, the e-procurement, e-tendering portal is an electronic portal. Now, what we want is that real time, online and real time match. For example, if I need to buy a furniture for my office today, then I should get something what is available now in the market at the real time price. That's that's the concept behind the government market. Now I'll go to okay. So this whole concept was recommended by a group of secretaries and the Director General of Supply and Disposal, with the technical support of National E-Governance Division, developed this platform. was launched on 9th of August, and this procurement through this portal have been authorized by the Ministry of Finance by added a new rule number 149 in the General Financial Rule 2007. So now it has been authorized by Government of India, Ministry of Finance, for the government department to do procurement through this portal. There are certain terms and conditions, and how it is different from the existing one. I will just take you through this government e-marketplace now. So see, this is the government e-marketplace. This is the government e-marketplace. This is this is the portal we have that has been developed by DGSND, Directorate General of Supply in this portal. This is the government e-marketplace. This is the government department, and this is any government department, whether it is a central ministry, a state government, local bodies, the PSUs, autonomous bodies, universities and colleges, constitutional bodies. These all can avail procurement on this portal. Now, so this is the first party. For example, the buyer. The second one is the seller. If you see the right side, you have you have a company, uh, and you want to, or you are a even channel partner. You could be original equipment manufacturer (OEM), or you could be an authorized channel partner. You are allowed to do business on this portal. So you are a seller. You come and register on this portal. We have an integration with Ministry of Corporate Affairs. We have integration with the Income Tax Department. We have integration with the PAN. We have integration with Aadhaar. So your identity will be determined automatically. There would not be any manual information. You go and put your SIN number there, TIN number there, PAN number there. Everything will be verified automatically. And once it is verified, you are allowed to do business on this. Then we have service provider also. There are two kind of things. Government departments can do the procurement of product, and they can do the procurement of services also. For example, I want to buy a laptop. That is the procurement of product, and I want to get a taxi service for the next 4 days, or I want to get a kind of security service, or I want to get the what's called some facility management services for the next 3 or 4 days. So whether you are a product seller or whether you are a service provider, you come and register on this portal and you can give services to the government. And then there are three methods of payment you can see here. One is the direct purchase. We'll talk more about that in the coming slide. What do you mean by direct purchase? What is the L1 purchase? And what is the reverse auction? So direct purchase is something that you go select something on this portal and you buy. There is no restriction. Anything that the government department purchase below 50,000 rupees, there is no restrictions of buying from the from the from the vendor who provides the lowest price. There is no. For example, if I want to buy a furniture and it costs 30,000 rupees, another one gives at 40,000 rupees, one gives at 45,000 rupees. I can even go and choose 45,000 rupees and buy that one. There is no restriction as long as it is the total amount is below 50,000 rupees. Now, anything below 50,000 to 30 lakh, then government department can buy only on the L1 price. L1 price means the lowest price. They cannot buy on the L2 price or L3 price. For example, if a product costs 20 lakh rupees and another the same parameter, the another brand is 23 lakh rupees, then the government department can buy only on 20 lakh rupees. They cannot do on 23 lakh rupees because whatever you needed, it is available at the lowest price. Now the third option is that what will happen if something is below 30 lakh rupees. If it is below 30 lakh rupees, then through this portal, either you cannot do even the L1 purchase, even the lowest purchase directly. You have to go for the reverse auction, or whether you have to go for the bid. So these are the meaning of these three parameters. Okay. So this is a snapshot what we have what we have achieved. So we have around 5,157 so far. It was launched in August 2016. So less than a year, we have about 5,000 sellers. We have 5,853 government users of 2,137 government departments. 18,000 products have been already uploaded to this portal. 6,694 orders have been placed. And then for the services, we have started with the taxi services in the beginning. I'll give you a demo on the system that how taxi service work, and then we started with very recently we have launched many other services called facility management, security services, digitization of records, scanning of the records, and all these things have recently been started. So in less than a year, by we have received 6784 orders of 435 crore rupees, Indian rupees. So this much transactions Jim has performed so far. This is just a kind of statistics I would like to show you that how if you see here the user registration, how the user registration in the month of March, this is the end of financial year in India. So the maximum number of user registration happened in the month of March because the rule is by 31st of March, whatever the budget available with you. Okay, so whatever budget is available with you would be lost if you do not do the procurement. So we have the maximum user registration in the month of March, and then we have the product registration also. It was peak in the month of March 2014. Up to March 2017, and the top 10 categories of the product, if you see here, we have just kind of extracted. These are the computers, uh, printers, and the office machines, and the computer printers, electrical equipment, furnitures, writing and printing, air conditioner, computer data inputs, video, video accessories, projectors, writing instruments, and stationery items. So these are the top 10 categories of products we have on this. Uh, I would like to show you the. Okay, just a second. Hello, Sushma, is everything going right? Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So this is the kind of major features of government e-marketplace. We have goods and services here that we procure through the government e-marketplace. If you see here, what are the major features here? Public procurement, registration, the registration for buyers as a government department you have to register, or as a seller or service provider you have to register your company's details and the person who is doing the transaction. Then listing of the product. For example, there is a company who sells laptops, for example. So you have to list all the laptops as per the technical parameters defined on government market. Then search and compare. This is for the government buyers. For example, I am a buyer from government department. I'll go to this portal. By the end of the discussion, I'll just give you a demo on the actual portal. But here, this is just for explanation. So you go, for example, I need a laptop. I'll all put all my criteria. Okay, what will be the screen size? What are the CPs I need? That one. What should be the ROM size? What should be the RAM size? And all these details I need to put it there. What kind of brand I need? And for that, for example, I could get the 10 sellers. Then I can do the price comparison of these 10 sellers, and I can get the best one. So that is the search enterprise. Then the order placement. And then once you determine, the government department determines that which product they need to procure as per the rule specified by the government of India, they can do and place the order, and then the delivery will happen, and then the payment is through the electronic model. It can happen either directly from the government treasury. That is what we are envisaging, and we are expecting government department to directly do the transaction through government treasury. Many organizations like through the state governments or even many PSUs, they would like to do through the internet banking or other modes. So we are doing integration for that. And this they had already specified the price discovery. Uh, I mean, one of the major reason of this one is the government should do the public procurement and the to the best of the value of the money they are spending. That is very important. So it is very important that they should save money for the quality products. So either within 50,000 rupees, either the government department can go and do the direct purchase. 50,000 to 30 lakh rupees, it would be only on the L1, I mean the lowest price. Anything above 30 lakh rupees, uh, buyer has to go either with the bidding or with the reverse auction. But it does not mean that government department cannot do the e-bidding or reverse auction below 30 lakh. They can do the reverse auction below 30 lakh rupees also, but that is optional. But anything above 30 lakh rupees, e-bidding or reverse auction is mandatory. Now, one of the important features of this is the demand aggregation. It is about getting advantage of the economy of scale. For example, let's see, we have paramilitary forces. Now there are different divisions of the paramilitary forces. We have CRPF, we have BSF, we have CISF, we have Tibet forces, and there are 6 or 7 branches. I mean, the segments there of the paramilitary forces. It is very likely that their requirement of the procurement will be same. So, for example, one department, for example, the CRPF procure 10,000 laptops, right? So, placing 10,000 orders 7 times and placing 70,000 orders 1 time, then definitely this would give an advantage. This would give a kind of avenue to the seller or the service provider to give to give the products or services at the discount. So what happened? There is a provision of the demand aggregation. The only thing is that the buyer has to be flexible of the delivery of the product. So let's say we need something. So I need 10,000 laptop. I go and place my order there. Then the other department will also do. Third department will also do. Then once in a month, as of now, this is what we have decided. The timeline could be changed also later. So, for example, all these will be integrated together, and then one combined or summed up orders could be placed to the so that is the concept of so to get the better discount from the seller or the service provider. So now, I'd like to just spend a minute on this one. So many people say that okay, there are a lot of e-commerce platform available in the market. What is the special with Gem? And Gem is another kind of e-commerce platform. Yes, to some extent it is correct, but it is also very important to understand that we have added a lot of features in the Gem that is distinct to the other e-commerce platform. The first thing is the price comparison of Gem and Go. For example, all sellers, we have an option for the price comparison of all the sellers selling that similar product on this portal. For example, let's say uh, uh, 60 sellers sell laptop on this portal in Delhi. So, for example, I am a buyer from Delhi. If I go and place my order to buy laptop in Delhi, all these sellers would be appearing, satisfying my criteria, and then their price would be listed. At the same time, we have also provision that anything beyond GEM also, we have also an integration with a company called Price Deco, and this Price Deco has integration with all the other e-commerce platforms, for example, Amazon and Flipkart and Shopcluse and all these. So we pull the details through API from Price Deco for all these e-commerce portals. So a government buyer will take a very, very informed decision whether to buy this product, whether those people who are selling on the GEM platform are they selling on the reasonable price. So uh, there is no way that someone should come and make fool to the government department. Uh, if the actual price in the original market, in the open market is just 13,000 rupees, I mean they should also sell it on the very, very competitive price of the GEM platform. The second thing is the e-bidding. For example, uh, I'm not I for the seller X, their technical parameter is very, very fine to me. That is what I am looking for, but I am not happy with the price. So what I'll do, I'll go and do the e-bidding, similarly I can go and do the reverse auction. I mean these are the similar kind of thing. However, the process is different, and we will be achieving the best and the competitive prices. So I can either go to the e-bidding or I can either go to the reverse auction, and I will inform all the sellers available on the GEM, all the sellers selling that particular product. Hey, this guy is giving me desktop or laptop or smartphone on this price with this technical with these parameters. Are you able to give me on this parameter? I can go and do an e-bidding. So the an intimation will go to all the sellers on the portal, and they can come and participate. So that's what we can sort of do the best price discovery on the portal. The third thing is the e-signature. Whatever we are doing now, there is no need to use the dongle to do that. Everything, for example, there is at the various uh, point of time, we create documents. For example, we do the contract document. When there is when the order has been placed, then a document will be created. When the goods have been received, one document will be created, and when the goods have finally been accepted, there are two things. One is a provisional acceptance. For example, you are just accepting a box, so that is a provisional acceptance. That time also a document will be created, and and in the next 10 days, what you have to do, you have to inspect whether everything is proper or not. And the government buyer would have an option to either accept or reject that one if the product is not up to the mark or it is not up to the contract. So at the various levels, and then we create invoice also, and then the payment also happens. So at the various places, the documents are being created, and there will be an e-signature through Aadhaar authentication, and it is an online signature. So every time, for example, whatever is happening today, even if the government officer is being transferred 2 years or 3 years down the line, you cannot deny that he is not the person who has taken this decision, because his signature would be there on the document. And then demand aggregation, we had already talked about the demand aggregation. Demand aggregation is something that we are getting advantage. I mean, the government department is getting advantage of the economy of the state, and we are incentivizing vendors to give more and more discounts, because we are providing we are doing a bulk ordering. So that's the that's the concept uh, of the government market. Okay, I have created some slideshows and sorry, screenshots I have created, and I'll show you here. Uh, See here. For example, I want to buy uh, laptop. So uh,
Hello. Yeah, it's muted only, I think. Now that option only is not coming. 1 second. No? I think he's starting and stopping and starting and he's closing now. 1 second. That option is 1 second.
is it okay now? Hello,
One
hello.
second. Hello. Yeah, sir, it's fine now.
So uh, so you see here. Hello. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Hello. He's a host, no? Again, I have to make it presenter. Is it? I'm just right clicking on him, change role to presenter or host. He's already a host.
Okay. So you can see here. that pass. So this is just one example is about the product, and the other example is about the services. Now let me go and so see here. So what happened? I have selected four products here, right? These are the search results of my filter criteria, uh, and so this is one from Lenovo, one from Dell, other one is also from Dell, and one is from HP. Hello. Okay. 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 So if you see here these search criteria, so anything purchase of 50,000 rupees, product meeting requisite quality may be purchased from any OEM. There is no restrictions of any of OEM. So government buyer can purchase the product. Now, anything from 50,000 rupees to 30 lakh rupees. For example, if you see the prices here, 53,000, 53,500, 55,468, and 57,000. These all are above 50,000 rupees. So the condition is that the government buyer must have to select only the lowest price, that is 53,025. And then the comparison on this total must be made with at least three OEMs, three sellers. But this is not just three sellers, three different uh, uh, original equipment manufacturers. For example, if you see here, one is Lenovo, one is Dell, and one is HP. So we have three OEMs here, and we are making the comparison. And based on this comparison, the government buyer can procure only the first product, that is 53,025, because this is the list. And anything above 50, 30 lakh rupees, then the government buyer must have to go for either bid or the reverse auction. Now the next, see how the price comparison happens. So the four product I have selected, these are the unit price, that is the first row. Then the offered price, they have some discount also. Actual price was 68,000, and then they are giving 53,000. Then the final price is 53,000. Brand, then we have a model, then we have a processor name, then we have a processor generation process, and then we have operating system, and so on and so forth. This is just a screenshot. So this is the way for every product. For example, if it is the air conditioner, then the technical parameters should be different. If it is furniture, then the technical parameters will be different. If it is let's say printer, or if it is let's say dustbin, then all the technical parameters. So, but you will be getting a complete kind of comparison with all the products which we have selected, and where you are determining that what is the discount. Once you select, this will also the government marketplace will also give a kind of a suggestion to the government buyer. Okay, this is the product. This is the best product with your applied filters. I mean, filters means your search criteria or your requirements. And it will also give that, okay, what was the price of the same product when it was procured last time on the same product. So this will also give you an idea. For example, if I'm preparing today this particular product, and it is giving me 31,185 rupees, but on 30th of March and on 2nd of March, the same product was sold. One was in Uttar Pradesh, another was in Raigad, Maharashtra. One was in 30,870 and 30,600. So if you need to know about this product, probably you can call this office, and you can also know much more about this product. This is about comparing the product, whatever you have selected on the portal, we are also giving an option for the government buyer to search this product or to find out this product on the other e-commerce portal and to just, uh, take an informed decision about the procurement. So this is called the price deco. Price deco is basically an integrator. They based on the input we see to price deco grab the information from the different e-commerce platform. For example, let's see the first one is the Flipkart. Flipkart for the same product, the Flipkart says it is 52,700 rupees. For a Snapdeal and Amazon, it says 39,490. For a Snapdeal, 46,506, and so on and so forth. So the buyer can take a very, very informed decision about the money they are spending on procuring this product. Now, see here how exactly the system works. So basically, so so if you see here, uh, you have selected a product, and then you have placed it on your card. Once you place it on the card, then you would have a three options, and the price is 31,185 rupees. So we have a bidding, we have reverse auction, and then we have a direct purchase option. So you can go for the direct purchase because the price is different 50,000 rupees. But you can also plan to go for the reverse auction on the internet. And probably if 31,000, probably if you go and implement other sellers also, that if they give discount, you can buy it with them, then probably this price will come to the okay. And now, let's see, this is in the case of services. For example, let's see here, we are getting procurement of taxi services. Let's say one is the Tanya Travels, another one is Wallet Version Travel, one is giving at 34,500. So the list price should always be at the top, and then 46,000. Either we can go and direct block the service, or we can go to the business. So basically, in the case of product, it is a direct purchase. In the case of services, basically we are it is not services is not a direct purchase, but we are basically blocking. And if you see here, if you see the price, the estimated cost is 69. I mean, this is for taxi services. The estimated cost is 69,000, 92,149. So if you see here, you can block or bid, or you can do the reverse auction. In the second case, let's say 69,000 for my requirement, I want to want to hire a Maruti Suzuki Wagon on monthly basis. The minimum rate in Delhi, what I'm getting is 69,000 rupees. The other vendor is selling at 92,000 rupees, and the other one is one lakh 39,000 rupees. I can only do the direct purchase from the first one. That is the Tanya towards one. I want to, I cannot procure with the 92,000 and 1,49,000. What I can do, I have to do the bid or the reverse auction to utilize. And you see here, all the prices are here above 30 lakh rupees. I want to buy Maruti Suzuki Swift Desire on yearly basis, and it is everything is going above 1 lakh or above 30 lakh rupees. So in that case, we do not have an option to do the direct purchase or block the review. We must have to do it as a bid or revenue structure. This is just to ensure that the government department is doing the best price discovery and to bring the best transparency in the system. Now, see here. Once you place an order, then what kind of documents are being generated on this system. So this one is the financial approval. For example, when the government department place an order, they have to take a financial approval from their financial department. Then there is a sanction order. The contract would be generated. So basically, sanction order is nothing but the additional money has been sanctioned for you. And then contract will be generated by the buyer or the seller. It means that the seller is uh, committing that okay, they will be delivering this many product to this location. Then the invoice would be generated and uploaded by the seller. Then the provisional receipt certificate will be generated, and the provisional receipt certificate, this is the time when the buyer is receiving the bundle of the packet. And then when the buyer inspect and check all the details, then they will be getting the consignee receipt acceptance certificate, and then the bill process. So all these documents will be generated automatically through this government demand. And this is the field for the demand aggregation. So a government buyer has to go and make the demand aggregation, and with this demand aggregation, they have to keep the consignee detail and the item of the demand aggregation. And all these details will be keep adding and adding and adding. And once in a month, what we do, we curate all the details, and then we place the order. Now, uh, we also have planned to go for the mobile app for this application. The development is still in the process, but as of now, a mobile app has been developed for the taxi services, and this is called Jan Yatra, DGSB Jan Yatra. So Ola and Uber has already on board now. So government department can avail the services of Ola and Uber through this platform. The difference between hiring a vehicle, Ola or Uber in your personal capacity, and through this portal would be that by the end of the journey, the government buyers do not need to pay anything. Uber and Ola will consolidate the bill on the monthly basis of the government department, where the payment would happen on. So this is about the overview of uh, the government marketplace. Probably in the next 10 minutes or so, I'll just quickly give you a glance exactly how it happens, how the government marketplace functions. So let's say I log into government marketplace. This is the actual production environment. So I would not really do any transaction, but I would just like to give you a feel about this application. Okay. So the time you enter, it would be you would be getting the dashboard. So for today, I mean, as of now, this is we have about 11,000 orders, and we have so many pending orders, this many reverse auction and services. We have this many orders and all these things. So let's go to the market. Okay, I'll go to the category. I'll go to the product. For example, let's say I want air conditioner. I select here. Okay. So how many quantity? Let's say I need 10 quantity of air conditioner, and then let's say what is the delivery location? Let's say I go and select Delhi. Okay, and then For example, if I go to the market, okay, I go here, I go to the service, I select a half the car. Okay, I will select starting from let's say 12, number of duration 2 days, quantity 1, city Delhi. Let's say I need only Honda and I need a move. Right? So this is the car you get. Now you compare the rates. So we have the car price 645 to 2000 rupees. Let's say compare the rates. Now you compare the rates. You say we have one, two, three, four, five. We have five service providers providing service having the Honda Amazing City of Delhi. Your prices are there, starting from let's say 1367 to 3180. Now you go and lock the order, and then the intimation will go to the service provider, and the service provider will give you the confirmation, and then the service will be done. So this is about uh, the government marketplace. I sincerely thank you for your participation. If you have any question on government marketplace now or later, you can ask me. My email ID is akilur@gmail.com. Akilur@gmail.com. Thank you very much for your participation and have a nice day.